Hey patrons, how you going? What's up? I'll wait for this to focus. Focus, there we go. Hi guys, I am gonna go see Escape Room. This is not a film I intended to see at all, mainly because it came out in America at the start of January, I wanna say. And it's, yeah, the first week of February now. And I don't know, I just didn't have anyone to see it because I heard it was pretty bad from a lot of you guys. I kind of put it to the side because if I'm not going to review it for my channel and I have no interest in seeing it, why would I see it? AK, if I have no interest in seeing it, why would I see it? But Dean actually saw the trailer, and Dean does not like horror movies, and he said he would like to see it with me. And I said, oh, okay, well, I mean, if the opportunity arises. Fast forward to one day later, and I actually got a email from my local contact at the cinemas who offered me tickets, free tickets, because it premieres tonight. Anyway, I have no expectations. I actually haven't even seen the trailer. I haven't seen the trailer because I don't know, I knew it wasn't coming out here, and then I heard everyone say it was shit, and so I kind of just skipped it. I had no interest. So this should be really fun because I'm going to go in completely blind and with really low expectations. It'll be funny because I've just finished my review of Velvet Buzzsaw that you guys will have seen by now, and it will be very funny to see if it's any better than that. Comparing a film that I didn't really care for to a film that I was obsessed with and ended up being not so great. Anyway, I have absolutely nothing to say because I have no expectations, but I thought if I'm gonna go see a horror movie, I'm gonna bring you guys along with me, and then you can, I guess, experience me ranting afterwards, or imagine if I loved this film. Let's find out. We just finished watching Escape Room, which is really cool. First, before we get into it, when we walked in, they gave us free tickets. This was the premiere in Perth, but because it's not like a big film here, and it's not expected to be, I assume, they didn't have like a big fancy premiere, but what they did do is they gave us free tickets to go to an escape room, which is kind of cool, I think. Dean and I have done a couple, that was our first one we've done together. Or have we done a couple of escape rooms before? Well,
we did the one in Norway.
Oh yeah, so we did one in Norway, which was horror themed, which is my favorite. We just did one in Melbourne, and I've done one through work before. But I'm not like a huge fan of them. I really liked the one in Norway because it was horror themed, but I'm not really good at math, so I feel like all the other ones you add up codes and stuff. So let's get to the film. I actually really liked this movie, surprisingly, but I will get to but in a second. I will save any spoilers till the end, and so if you haven't seen it yet, don't worry, I'll let you know. So the film is about a bunch of people who get put in an escape room, and it becomes very obvious that they all have been like picked and put in there, and they don't realize that it's like a dangerous thing. They think that all of their friends, and they've been kind of gifted to go in there, kind of things like that. So it's very much Cube meets Final Destination meets Saw. It's very Jigsaw, obviously. I think that the rooms were really cool and interesting, and as I was saying before, I really liked the fact that they weren't all just kind of mathematics and, you know, codes and stuff like that. It was them running around finding different things. They used elements, they used fears. I thought it was pretty good. That being said, the characters were iffy. They had very like stereotypical horror characters, like the nerdy guy, and then like the really like bad man who you knew had like, I'm not like in a different agenda, but he was just out for himself. So in that way, it really reminded me of kind of 90s, early 2000s horror movies, very much, as I said, Final Destination and Saw. It was definitely those kind of movies. So it was fun in that way because I had low expectations, but also I haven't seen a film that was just an easy kind of like puzzly, not really psychological. I guess that would be called psychological, but an easy nail-biting type film, and I felt like it had a lot of tension, and I was definitely on the edge of my seat. So that was fun to watch, and that's very much like Cube. the issues come in, and should I gotta, yeah, I'll say this without spoiling them. The ending doesn't make any fucking sense. It tries to make sense, and it kind of ruins the whole feel of the film. They try and shove a lot of information in there, and try and tie up a lot of ends that don't need to be tied up.
Oh, it was very rushed.
Yeah, it was trying to pack in like 6 months worth of information in the very end. But I'll leave it at that, and then I'll get into my spoilers in a second. I'm gonna give this film a... See, I was gonna give it a 6, but the end really fucking sucked. Like the last 15-20 minutes doesn't make any sense. So, dang man, I do think it was better than Velvet Buzzsaw, which sucks to say, but I was really gripped, and I was like, not sweating, but I was like, at parts, so that's quite annoying. So I'm still gonna give it a 6, fuck it. I'm gonna give it a 6. I liked the film. If you haven't seen it, I do still recommend it, and obviously it's already been out in the cinemas in America and probably in the UK and wherever else you patrons are, in New Zealand. I know we have a couple in Germany. Sweden, Scotland. Well, that's the same as UK, I guess. I actually think that Linus would really like this movie. So that is my spoiler-free one, guys. Thanks for coming along with me. If you want to stay for the spoilers, I'll give you 2 seconds. So, that ending. What the fuck? First off, I feel like they missed a really easy, fun plot kind of wraparound where they should have had the guy that let them in at the start being the guy who was like the master of the game. I feel like that was bullshit. Why would they just use some random guy? Obviously the whole 6 months later, and then they have to explain why they are talking to each other in their lives, and then it goes into another situation, and then it goes into another situation, and it just seemed like, what the fuck are you talking about? Number one, they didn't need to go back to them and then them convince each other. It was such a weird acting scene as well, where she was trying to convince him to come on the plane with her and go and figure out what was going on. Like, even if she had that information, wouldn't she go to the police? Couldn't they hire a detective? Why would they go back in themselves? And then when she was talking to him about it, and he's like, oh, it's called survivor's guilt. And then she said, just please do it. And he said, okay. Like, the whole thing didn't make any sense. Then going into the separate situation where they were, you know, I guess trialing out escape rooms. It just seems so dumb, and I don't know, it was like an Alien situation. It's like The Knowing, if you guys have seen The Knowing. It just made no sense, and it really disappointed me. Of course I wanted there to be a reason to everything, but I thought that the idea that they were just kind of testing people to see how lucky people could really be, I think that's enough. I don't think that they need to take it that far, and I just thought it sucked. It really disappointed me, and I was really upset by that. I also thought it was really shit when she got up off the floor and she was like, I'm breathing, bitches, or whatever the fuck she said. I thought that was bullshit. Yeah, I really did not care for the end. I felt like it had a lot of great tension, great build-up. As I said, stereotypical characters, but it was fun to watch, and I enjoyed that very much. I'm not saying I would have given it over a 6 anyway, but I'm very disappointed by that ending. So yeah, that's how I feel. I know that Dean also gave it a 6.
I did.
Did you want to add anything?
Can I go off topic for a second?
Yeah.
So I think I find it interesting that Emma, like, the ending of movies is really like huge for Emma when she rates films. Like, I've heard her talk about the past, like, oh, that was a 7, and then the ending was really shit, so now it's a 5. Or the other way around, it was like that movie was real shit, but the ending was so good. And then like she bumps up and bumps down scores, obviously, because it's the last thing that you hear. So I always find that really interesting, listening to Emma talk about that. But yeah, that's all I really had to say. But I think it's relevant, because like I was thinking the whole way through, I'm like, oh, what am I going to rate this movie? I'm like, this is a solid 6, and then I was feeling the same as Emma. I was like, oh, that ending just kind of ruined it a little bit. So yeah, I kind of disagree with what Emma said.
You disagree?
No, I agree.
Oh,
I agree with what you said. That it'd be kind of like a knock half a point off, 5.5 if Letterboxd allowed it, but it doesn't.
Yeah, no, I was I am very wary of endings of the films either really affecting me either way. But a film is a film, it's like a whole package for me. And that's always the disappointment, I guess, when it goes either way, when you're not expecting it to, or you're expecting a great ending and it doesn't happen. But I wasn't expecting a great ending, I was just expecting it to end. Anyway, I've talked for ages. Sorry that it's so loud, guys. It's just been a bumpy ride. But I hope you guys enjoyed this nevertheless. I'll let you know how we go with the escape room. I think they've given us like a month to use them, so hopefully we'll have time. Let me know if you guys have done escape rooms and what you thought of escape room. I know a lot of you guys saw it and I think you guys said it was okay, by what I remember on the Patreon chat. But let me know down below what your score was and if you've done an escape room and if you liked it. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Thank you so much for supporting me and being here. If you have any requests, I'm always here to do them. So let me know down below again and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Stay spooky. Bye.
Bye.